doesn't matter who I'm taking it to. Whatever I gotta do, I'm gonna be making it.
And good afternoon. We come to you live here in Joplin, Missouri. It is the 2024 Kaminsky Classic. I'm Frankie, and of course, Tim Hicks is with me alongside once again for the amazing camera actions. And we're going to get started a little bit later than what we wanted to get started because the first game here today in this tournament between Webb City and William Christian, it went into overtime, and William Chrisman would actually come out on top here of Webb City by 3 points. They would go on to win. Final score 63-30. Right now, as you can see, it is Francis Howell has this game well within its reach. It is 67-44 right now over Carl Junction, and then we gear up for our ball game coming up. And it'll be the Mules taking on a really good team out of Neosho, Southwest Missouri, right there on the Kansas-Missouri state line. And that's who we're going to face coming up here this afternoon. Poplar Bluff taking 7th place in the Poplar Bluff Showdown. Of course, they had a few days off to get ready to go, and today we are back in action as the Mules will take on the Wildcats out of Neosho. We are once again live on the radio on 93.3 FM, 9:30 a.m. We are also live on Facebook and on YouTube. So glad you are tuning in here this afternoon, no matter what you are doing. Tim and I, we left Bluff around 8 a.m. this morning. Didn't stop one time, got all the way over here, got everything set up. We didn't mean to. We are actually staying in the same hotel as the boys are, so we're all going to be together tonight. So the next 2 nights, so we all should be good to go. So make sure that you tune in here today. More importantly, let us know where you're watching from right now. Let us know if you are watching from home, maybe watching from work, whatever the cases may be. Make sure and let us know in the chat comments. Let us know where you're watching from. We want to hear from you, and more importantly, let us know what team you are going for here this afternoon. Obviously, we're talking about Mules fans here, so I know that the majority of folks are going to be going for the Poplar Bluff Mules. 3:43 to go. I can see Coach Will Durden. He is standing down there by his team. And, of course, we've got 3:38 left to go in this ball game. Francis Howell well on their way to moving on to the semifinals coming up tomorrow. We're going to go to a quick timeout. When we come back, we will have much more as we continue live. It is Mules basketball. We are live here at the 2024 Kaminsky Classic right here in Joplin, Missouri. We're going to come right back. Don't go anywhere. You're listening and watching Mules basketball live on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network. All right, so we are back here live in Joplin, Missouri, and we are gearing up for a really good matchup here this afternoon. So glad you are tuning in. The Mules coming in, we are 8-6. Neosho coming in, they are 4-6 overall. So on paper, they look to be pretty even, and Neosho coming in, they lost a lot from last season. By the way, Lee Wallace is tuning in. Glad to have Mr. Wallace alongside here this afternoon for some Poplar Bluff Mules basketball. John Plum Sr., he is tuning in, class of 1957. So glad to have you alongside, John. Thank you so much for tuning in. Joshua Knight tuning in, glad to have you alongside, Josh. Say hello to your family for me, I would appreciate that. And then, of course, Miss Lori Bussey tuning in all the way back in Poplar Bluff. So glad to have her alongside. I know that she's always tuning in for Mules Sports, and we appreciate her more than she'll ever know. All right, looking at the Mules here, or I should say Neosho rather, looking at what they are bringing to the table here today. They lost 7 of the team's top 8 scorers a season ago. So they are in that rebuilding stage right now, still coming in 4-6. Their lone returner from a season ago, it is Collier Hendricks. He is the lone returning top scorer from last year. And last season, he was averaging about 5.5 points per ball game. But so far this year, he has nearly tripled that amount. He is coming in averaging right about 12 points a ball game in their first 10 ball games. Another guy that we're going to be saying his name a lot coming up, and that'll be Colton Southern. He is a senior for this team, and he is coming in averaging about 6 points a ball game, but also averaging about 6 rebounds per ball game as well. So those are a couple of guys that we're going to be watching out for, not only in the first half, but really all game long. The offense is going to go through Hendricks. If the Mules can put a body on Hendricks and take out Southern in the paint, then I believe coming up today, the Mules should be in fairly decent shape here for this contest coming up. There was one thing that I didn't get to do, Tim, before we got started. I'll do it right now. You don't got to do anything. I want to make sure it's working on my end. There it goes. I wanted to make sure that our scoreboard was working the way it should, and it looks like we should be good to go on there, so don't worry about that, Tim. We are good. So we are coming down to the wire right now. I still see Coach Will Durden. He is standing over there by the Mules basketball team. We'll let Tim kind of zoom in, if you don't mind, Tim, on the boys down there. 16 seconds remaining in this ball game, and Francis Howe, they have got this game well in their reach. They're going to go on and win this game by 30 rather. It is going to be 81-51 is the current score. And that'll be how this game comes to an end, as Francis Howe is going to move on to the semifinals coming up tomorrow. And they will play now at 5 p.m. tomorrow. And of course, coming up, we're going to watch the Mules here come out. As soon as they head this direction, then we will get ready for Coach Will Durden to join us here on the broadcast, and he will tell us about Mules here and what we need to watch out for. That's coming up. As soon as he walks up this direction, we'll bring it to you live. So 2 games down here in this first round matchups, 2 games left to go. And to be honest with you, this will be a cakewalk for Tim and myself both, because honestly, we are so used to having to do 4 games a night, 6 games a night. We're not doing anything like that today. So just one game a day here at this Kaminsky Classic, and we will take it. By the way, on YouTube, our good friend Tim Simpson tuning in. He was afraid that he wasn't going to be able to catch the action here today. He is watching from about 1,000 miles away, he says. Well, Tim, we are so glad you're watching, my friend, and we know you're a big Mule supporter, so thank you again for all you do and your contributions watching us day in and day out. So the game is over. We're waiting for the Mules here. The Mules that just came out. They're going to be wearing their away jerseys here today. And we see Coach Durden, and I'm not sure if he's going to make his way over here or not. Don't know if he'll actually do that or not. We're on the opposite side of where Coach Durden is, actually. We're sitting at midcourt, but we're on the opposite side. So what we'll do is we'll switch gears, and I'm not sure if we'll watch for him to come over this direction. And if he does, we will talk to him live. But in the meantime, let's talk about the Mules, and they are fresh off a 7th-place victory at the Poplar Bluff Showdown. They were able to defeat Germantown by a very close ball game, 76-74. Mules coming in, by the way, averaging 62 points on offense. Defensively, the Mules giving up around 63. The Mules have won 8 of their 14 games so far this year, coming in 8-6 overall. And I was looking, after we get through with this tournament this week, we're going to be quickly changing our approach, and that means that we will have some big games coming up, and we're going to quickly get into the SEMO Conference very, very fast. Matter of fact, once we get through this week, we will not have a ball game until January the 16th. That'll be on that following Tuesday, and that'll be when the Mules will take on Jackson at home. It'll be our first official conference matchup of this year. So the Mules have 3 games to kind of get things in rhythm, and then we'll go on a small little break, and then we will get ready for the second part of our season, and that is the conference schedule, which it's going to be brutal this year. Once again, Jackson coming in, they're going to be tough. Obviously, looking at Charleston, Sykeston, boy, that's going to be a tough matchup for anybody. And then you've got New Madrid. We saw them last week. They won the showdown, and they just didn't win the showdown. They dominated every game they had. So the SEMO Conference, I believe, is one of the best conferences in the entire state, and we're going to see that coming up next week, or I should say a couple of weeks from right now. I see Will Durden. Now he's going to walk over here. So let's go to a 30-second break. We'll take a 30-second timeout, come right back with Coach Will Durden on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network.
Maverick Glass offers repair of automotive, commercial, and residential glass, including mobile repair services. From a chip windshield to a custom glass shower, remember Maverick Glass. Thank you for making Maverick Glass the area's leading glass company.
And we are back here live on our pregame. Once again, being brought to you by Christian Automotive and Tire. Joining us right now, the head coach of Poplar Bluff, head coach Will Durden. And coach, first and foremost, how was your all's drive over this morning or today?
It wasn't bad. I mean, it's straight shot over. Sometimes when we go to Rolla and some of those places, you hit some curves and stuff. But, it was an easy drive, and kids, cried and slept. So
cried and slept. I like it. Let's talk about Neosho first and foremost. They've lost 7 of their top 8 scores from last year. Their returning starter this year going to be Colin Hendricks. He is averaging about 12 points a ball game. And then Southern, he can do a lot of rebounding. He's averaging 6 points a ball game. He is also averaging 6 rebounds a ball game. Your thoughts on those two guys?
They're good players. Watching some film and stuff on them, they shoot the ball quick and they're active, and it's going to be kind of a tough little draw for us the first game. I mean, they're playing in front of some local fans, and everyone knows them, so it's going to be interesting.
Let's talk about your team. The Mules started to kind of get in rhythm that final game of the showdown. They really did a great job against Germantown. Are you hopeful that might carry over to today's matchup?
Yeah, definitely. I thought we the last 2 games of the showdown, we definitely competed. We competed the first night. We just were real flat and tight that first half of the first game. But I thought for 2.5 games, our kids really competed, and they left it all out there. That's one thing as a coach, you watch those films and watch those kids compete, and you can feel proud of them. The effort that they gave, and hopefully, just not today, but, focusing on the rest of the season, we'll do that every game.
And 2 more questions. We got 10 minutes to go here in the pregame. Number 1, do we know that 5th starter as of right now? I'm pretty sure 4 out of 5. What say you?
We're going to, number 1 is going to start.
Number 1, Isaiah Neville, I got you. And then, of course, to beat Neosho and to give the Mules some high hopes going in the rest of this tournament, in your mind, Coach, what's it going to come down to?
We're going to need to check all shots, and we need to rebound.
All right, Coach. Best of luck to you. Go get them. We'll see you guys afterwards.
All right, thanks.
You betcha. Head coach Will Durden joining us live here on the pregame. It's all being brought to you by Christian Automotive and Tire. And, of course, we got a chance to hang out with Coach Durden and his team earlier today. Matter of fact, we met them in the lobby of the hotel. Tim and I don't know how we messed around and did this, but we actually got to the hotel maybe about 30 minutes prior to the team arriving to the hotel. So we were able to come in, get everything checked in, and there we are. We wound up staying at the same place. Didn't even realize it until I saw Coach Durden in the lobby. So the good news is we're going to be here all weekend, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And hopefully we are talking about 3 wins when it's all said and done here this weekend from Joplin, Missouri. Let's go ahead now and turn our attention to our starting lineups. And let's talk about the home team on the scoreboard. They are the Wildcats out of Neosho. They are coming into this ball game. They are averaging 52 points on offense, giving up 53. By the way, the last time Neosho won a district championship was all the way back in 2001, 2002, very long time ago. And talking to Coach Culp, he tells me that his team is looking forward to a challenge. He believes that they are going to be the underdogs in this matchup, as once again, Neosho coming in 4-6 overall this year. They've got wins against Fountain Lake, Clarksville, also Monette, and Westwood. Losses this year, they include Nevada, Greene County, also Aurora, and Benton. Just a few of their losses so far this season. They are coming in once again 4-6 overall. They will begin their conference, which is the Central Ozarks Conference. That's coming up next week as well. So a lot of teams will begin their conference coming up in about a week from right now. Looking at who we believe are going to be the starter, or I should say the first off the bench, we believe number 0, Coleman Denies, a 5'10 senior. Number 22, Brody Arthur. He is a 6-foot junior. We believe starting 5 is going to be 1 senior, 1 sophomore, and 3 juniors. Number 1, Collier Hendricks, a 5'11 senior. Number 2, Caden Ashbury, a 6-foot sophomore. Also getting the start, we believe, at number 4, Tyrone Harris. He is a 6-foot junior. Number 11, Colton Southern, a 6'3 junior. And number 34, Canton Smith. He is a 6'3 junior. That's who we believe will be the starting 5 for the Wildcats out of Neosho. By the way, the assistant coaches are Cade Craddock, also Austin Harmon, and Brock Franklin. They're being coached by Cody Culp in his 6th season with a record of 76-67, a winning percentage of .531. Now let's turn our attention and talk about the starting lineup for your Poplar Bluff Mules. The Mules are coming into this ball game with a record of 8-6 on the year so far. They're being coached by Will Durden. He is in his 12th season as the head basketball coach. He's got a record of 174 to 122. His assistant coaches are Aaron Duncan and Dave McCormack. The Mules are coming into this ball game on offense, averaging about 62 points a ball game, defensively giving up 63. And the Mules, by the way, their last district championship was back in 2020 and 2021. The Mules are wearing their away maroon jerseys with the white trim, the white numbering. And, of course, let's go off who we believe are going to be the first off the bench here tonight. And then we will get you to our starters here this afternoon, or I should say this evening. So off the bench here today, we believe it'll be number 3, Jay Edmondson, a 5'10 junior. Also getting off the bench here this afternoon, we believe number 5, Cameron Settle. He is a 6'3 senior, wears number 5. Also number 4, that'll be LaDon Webb. We believe that he'll be coming off the bench here this afternoon or this evening as well. And by the way, Webb coming in as a 5'9 senior, or make that 5'9 freshman rather. And then number 11, Nikolai Combat, a 6'3" freshman. That's who we believe will be the first off the bench. Now looking at the overall starting five, looking a little bit like this. We believe it's going to end up being 4 seniors and 1 junior. Number 1, Isaiah Neville. He is a 6'2" senior. Neville coming in averaging 4 points a ball game. Number 2, Darius Graham, a 6' senior. Darius averaging about 12 points a ball game. Number 13, Preston Moore. He is a 6'4" senior. Moore is averaging 13 points a ball game. Number 24, Marlon Hickman Roberson. He is a 6'1" senior, averaging 12 points a ball game. And number 30, Brendan Durden. He is a 6'1" junior. He is averaging 10 points per ball game. So there you go. There is who we believe are going to be the starting five, as well as the first off the bench for the Mules and the Wildcats out of Neosho. We're going to take our final timeout of the pregame. Coming up next, we will have the official lineups, and the ball goes in the air, 8 minutes on the clock, and we will have Mules basketball live here in Joplin. We'll take a 2-minute timeout, and we'll come right back live on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network.
You're in the zone with Baldwin Toyota. Today's spotlight is the 2023 Toyota Corolla. This car is built to win, featuring advanced safety systems and driver assistance technology, along with top-of-the-line performance.
Right you are. The 2023 Corolla is a fuel-efficient, fun-to-drive game changer, and it's sure to be a Mules fan favorite.
Don't just watch from the sidelines. Visit Baldwin Toyota and experience the 2023 Toyota Corolla yourself. And now back to Mules action.
Caring for those you love also means taking good care of yourself. At Poplar Bluff Regional Medical Center, our healthcare providers take the time to identify your health risks and help you prioritize good health. Regular checkups and age-appropriate screenings are important to be healthy now and stay well in the future. With same or next day appointments and online scheduling, we make it easy to make an appointment right now. You can even see us from the comfort of your own home via telehealth. Put your health first today by making an appointment by visiting pbrmc.com and searching online scheduling.
Look, Grandma, there's another PB Realty sign.
Yes, I know, dear. PB Realty signs are everywhere.
Another one, and it says Legacy Farm.
Did you know PB Realty and Legacy Farm and Land Specialist have 3 offices in Poplar Bluff, plus offices in Donovan, Piedmont, and even Branson? This is Lucy Wheeler with PB Realty. Call me today, 573-785-7600, or my cell, 429-3243.
Breathe easier and extend the life of your HVAC system, plus fewer repair bills with Air Solutions Comprehensive Maintenance Plan. You'll save money and get the peace of mind that only comes from calling Air Solutions, 785-1500.
All right, so we are back here live here in Joplin, Missouri. He is Tim Hicks on the camera. He is the reason why you're able to see everything you can see at home. I'm Frankie Castile. We are live here in Joplin. And I'll tell you now, I wasn't going to say it, but I know by now a lot of folks can already probably hear it. So, yes, it is true. Somehow the crud made it into my household, and I figured out how to pick it up along the way. So, bear with me. I apologize in advance. The voice, I sound like Darth Vader in my headset. So if I sound that way at home, I apologize. I've got plenty of green drinks and plenty of ginger this weekend, and we're going to get through this together. I wasn't going to miss a road trip. No way. I was not going to come over here in Joplin and be with the Mules. And Tim said, you know what? I pulled Tim aside and said, hey, do you want to go? You don't have to go. And he said, hey, if you go, I go. So here we are, and we're ready for a great time here in Joplin. Want to go to some of our comments coming in on YouTube. Randy Moore tuning in. Him and Tammy is watching. Preston Moore, Miss Clifford, thank you so much. Happy New Year to you as well. And Joey tuning in as well. So glad to have all you folks watching on YouTube and on Facebook. Our sponsors once again this season, they include First Midwest Bank, Scott Law Group LLC, Kevin's Auto Repair, PB Realty, Legacy Farm and Land Specialist, Whitworth Gift Chest Jewelers. Also being brought to you by Russians Towing, First Choice Insurance, Poplar Bluff Regional Medical Center, and our good friends at Patriot Auto Glass. So we'll go down courtside for the official lineups here today between the Mules and the Wildcats. We already know the starting five for sure for the Mules. Let's go ahead now and head on down to the courtside for the official lineups here today.
And now starting for the Mules. At 6 foot senior number 2, Darius Graham.
Darius Graham coming out.
6'1" senior, number 24, Marlon Hickman.
So Marlon Hickman Roberson.
Senior, number 30, Brendan.
There's Brendan Durden coming out now.
A 6'2" senior, number 1, Isaiah
Neville coming out.
And a 6'4" senior, number 13, Preston Moore.
And Preston Moore, the fifth starter here tonight for the Poplar Bluff Mules. Let's go down courtside. Here are the starters for the Wildcats out of Joplin, or make that Neo show.
A sophomore, number 2, Caden Asbury.
Caden Asbury.
A junior, number 4,
Tyrone Harris, so far 2 out of 5.
A junior, number 34,
Kenton Smith coming out, a 6'3" junior.
Senior, number 1,
Collier Hendricks.
And a senior, number 11, Colton Southern.
So a perfect 10 out of 10. Colton Southern tuning, or I should say, is coming out to the fifth starter on the afternoon. The evening, it'll be Isaiah Neville in the middle for the Mules. Tim, are you ready to go? I'm ready to go as well. Stacy Rommel tuning in. I'm so sorry, Stacy, that you were sick. Glad you are starting to feel better a little bit. Lori, there was no way that I was going to miss this game and not bring the Mules to our home base back in Poplar Bluff. Not unless I wasn't breathing air. And I wasn't even close. Here we go now. Isaiah Neville will meet us in the middle. Also, Canton Smith, Tim Hicks alongside. I'm Frankie Castile. Time now for the opening tip-off. It's all being brought to you by Russians Towing in Poplar Bluff. So now the official walks over and the ball goes in the air. Will be controlled by the Mules. They will be going from right to left on your radio dials and your TV screen. Let's get after it, boys. What do you say? Darius Graham works it over to Roberson now. Roberson, top of the key, back over to Graham. Graham taking his time here, finds a little bit of space there, gets it inside to Preston Moore, goes up and scores, and that's how we are off and running. Great shot there by the Mules, good ball movement, and Preston Moore able to get his way inside the paint to get those 2 points. Neville now comes out with a big steal. Preston Moore yet again goes inside and draws contact, and we're going to shoot 2 free throws coming up for the Poplar Bluff Mules. Good ball movement early on by the Mules. Transition defense and a foul on Colton Southern is how we will start as well. Preston Moore going to go to the free throw line presented by Larry Hillis Dodge. First one is on the way. It is up and it's good. It is a 3-point lead now for the Mules. Preston Moore so far this year 71% on the free throw line, and he's 1 out of 2 this time. Rebounded by Smith. And now Neosho is going to dribble up the floor. The Mules now, quick pressure here. They get it outside to Tyrone Harris. Harris now guarded by Darius Graham in the corner. Good job getting it inside to Southern. They're working it around. 3-point basket by Harris is good in the corner. Actually, that was going to be Asbury there for the big 3-pointer there in the corner. So a 3-pointer there by Neosho. 3-3 now the score. Just like that, we are tied here in the early going. Mules trying to get back to where we were last year, and that is in the semifinals a season ago. Mules took on Webb City last year. Preston Moore going inside, no good. Rebounded by Southern. 3-3 the score, 6:32 to go here in the opening half, or the opening quarter rather. Possession arrow also favors Neosho. Boy, it's cold outside here in Joplin, I know that. They're concerned about maybe a little bit of snow over this direction here later on tonight. Good job there by the Mules there defensively, not giving up an easy shot there. Preston Moore doing all he can, but a great job there by Southern. He is able to knock that ball down. At 5-3 now the score. I do know he's watching some weather forecast here in the hotel. Big steal once again by Southern. Here comes Neosho. Good job by Roberson. Takes it right back, and here we go the other way. Little bit of an overthrow there by Roberson. Try to get Preston Moore a little bit out in front there. It'll be a turnover, and it'll belong back to Neosho. I was going to say we were watching some weather forecasting this afternoon, actually. And I'll tell you what, over in maybe on Tuesday, Monday night, Tuesday, looks kind of interesting around Poplar Bluff. Not going to say it's going to snow by any means, but they sure are concerned about it a little bit. That low pressure is moving farther south than what they first thought. So that may mean that we might get some frozen precip next week. We'll have to wait and see what happens. I don't want any frozen precip. What about you? Do you want it? I know I don't. Neville three-point shot is no good. Rebounded by Asbury. And now here we go the other way. Tyrone Harris brings it down the floor. Set up shop there, guarded by Isaiah Neville. Coming up on 5:10 to go here in the opening frame. 5-3 Neosho. They lead by 2. So now Collier Hendricks, top of the key, picked up by Darius Graham. Going to work it inside. Good job there by Isaiah Neville. Cut off a shot. Good job there as the Mules. Caden Smith could not come up with it. And Darius Graham with the rebound. He goes up. No good on the shot. Picked up there by Preston Moore. And we'll redo it. Durden now. Three-point basket is no good as well. Rebounded once again by Neosho. And slowing it down are the Wildcats. And it looks like Hendricks is going to bring it down the floor. Stacy Rommel says, let it snow. Stacy, you might be in the minority on this one. I'm just going to go on the record and say, good job going inside. Neville goes in. He'll be called for the contact. It'll be a foul coming up on the Mules, and that will put Neosho on the free throw line. Tyrone Harris is going to go to the free throw line for 2 free throws coming up. Make sure and hit that share button for us on social media. Let us know where you're watching from and what team you're going for. Coming in for the Mules for Darius Graham is going to be Cameron Settle. Settle will check in here for the first time in this ball game. He is a 6'3" senior. Harris's first free throw is up, and it is good. He is 1 for 2 on that trip. So now the Mules bringing it down. Lead now is 3, 6-3 the score. Roberson gets a little bit of space, goes up, and too strong. I should say Moore's shot is no good as well. Takes 3 opportunities, and the third time around, the Mules are able to get contact by Roberson that time. It'll be a foul on Collier Hendricks. So Mules doing a great job there, offensive rebounding. And now Roberson goes to the free throw line, makes the first one presented by Larry Hillis Dodge. He'll get another one. Roberson now has the Mules trying to stay pace here with Neosho and pick up their 9th win of the year. It is now 6-5. Grandma Jackie is tuning in back on W Highway, and we're going to get a whistle and a foul here on Durden. Durden, I think this was, he was trying to make a steal from behind, and little bit too much contact there. Just a hair, just a smidge. Foul called on Durden, going to be his first. I know Grandma Jackie is watching or listening right now on the radio along W Highway. Just got the dogs all put up for the night, I bet. So now Ashbury now works it over to Smith. Smith, good job by Roberson on the block there. Hendricks could not get the shot to go up. Partially blocked by Roberson. Roberson inside the paint, you bet you, with a nice finish. It is now 7-6 now, Poplar Bluff. Boy, the Mules, there are spurts where the Mules look really good. And that's one of those spots where the Mules look really good. Pull-up jumper that time by Harris is in and out, no good. Another big rebound there by Preston Moore. 3:14 to go, 7-6 now. Mules lead by 1 here early in the first quarter of play. Neville coming up on that 3-minute mark, going inside to Preston Moore. Moore takes one step inside the paint. Nice move, nice finish. He's got 5 points. That was a very nice finish there by Preston Moore. Way to go, Cameron settled there on the find. Him and Isaiah Neville working really good right now. Southern, or make that Smith gets away. Smith will go up and he will draw the contact. Greg Gilberto is tuning in. Glad to have you alongside, Greg. He says, "Get the sled out." I don't want to say that just yet, Greg. Cameron Settle picks up his first. By the way, Mules basketball proudly presented by Christian Automotive and Tire Eye Care Specialist. First free throw is no good by Smith. Coming in now for the Mules, Darius Graham. Brendan Durden takes a seat. Isaiah Neville checks out. And Jay Edmondson checks in for the first time, a 5'10 junior. Also, Larry Hillis Dodge, a proud supporter, Air Solutions, Edmondson Warren, and Holt Legal Services. Smith will make the second free throw. And now we're going to see for Neosho, Brody Arthur coming in the ball game. And did Brody check in time? That's the question. Now the officials get together. He may not have got there in time. I don't think he did. Nope, he's going to have to wait his turn until the next stoppage of play. 9-7 is your score. Poplar Bluff leading by 2. Jay Edmondson now going to work it over to Settle. Now to Darius Graham. Graham going to push the tempo. Oh, he bounced it out of bounds. Turnover on the Mules. And now we're going to see Brody Arthur coming in for Colton Southern. 2:32 to go here in the opening frame. It is a 9-7 ball game. And we're going to see coming in Sammy Durden coming in now for Preston Moore. Hope you're watching Faith. Of course, she is the mother of those two kids out there, Brendan and Faith Durden, or I should say Sammy Durden, rather. Right now, Brendan is on the bench right now. Sammy just checking in. Sammy is a 6'3 freshman. Boy, he plays solid. Good IQ. Harris now inside the paint. Good job there by Darius Graham, taking it away from Harris. Graham inside the paint with the lob there. Goes up and scores underneath. It is now 11-7. And we're going to get a timeout called. This one going to be by the Wildcats out of Neosho. It is a 30-second timeout here. And we'll stay here. And let's tell you about some stats here. And Neosho right now shooting 2 out of 5 overall, 40%. They are 2 out of 4 on the free throw line. The Mules right now, they are shooting at 40% as well. 6 rebounds to 4 rebounds. By the way, the Mules have 3 offensive rebounds. Mules currently are led in scoring by Marlon Hickman-Roberson. He's got 4 points so far in the ball game. 5 points by Preston Moore. And then 2 points by Darius Graham. Those are the scores right now. Stacy Rommel says need a big snow in Poplar Bluff. I don't know about that one, Stacy. It can stay away for right now. I'm sure Greg Roberto wants a big snow as well. I'm not ready for a big snow here. So now here we go. Now good job by the Mules there. Darius Graham knocking it away from Hendricks, just getting it across midcourt. And now here we go again as Brody Arthur going to bring it down. Good trap defense by the Mules, nearly causing a turnover there. 3-point basket is good on the other side by Ashbury. I was going to say that wasn't Collier Hendricks that hit that 3, but okay, now they got it corrected. 11-10 the score now. Mules leading by 1, lobbing it up to Sammy Durden, taken away there by Smith. Edmondson turns it over, and here comes once again Neosho, another big 3-point basket. This one is no good by Ashbury. Rebounded by Hendricks, and then taken away by Darius Graham. Mules once again leading by 1. Outside to Jay Edmondson. His shot is in and out, no good. Rebounded by Smith. It was a good look there by the Mules. I like the way they're being aggressive right now. Good job again. Darius Graham taking away the steal, goes to the floor and able to maintain his dribble. So now Hickman Roberson, he'll drive inside the lane. A right-hand finish, count it, and the bucket as Roberson, strong finish there. And the Mules pick up 2 more points. 13-10 is your score. 44 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. We're going to see Cameron Settle coming out of the ball game for the time being. Coming back in for him is Preston Moore. So Hickman Roberson now with 6 points and make it 7 as he completes the three-point play the old-fashioned way. Neville going to come in now for Roberson. Roberson 7 points, 2 rebounds here in the first quarter so far. Mike Deal is tuning in, watching us from Tri-Cities, Washington. So glad to have you alongside, my friend. Three-point basket by Arthur is up. It's no good. Good rebound by Smith. So Neosho right now on the offensive rebounding. Thank you, Miss Williams, for letting me know that. Appreciate that. So, yeah, we kind of thought that was the case. I wasn't going to say it unless somebody else spoke about it. Asbury missing the three-point basket. Preston Moore. And we want Dallas back with us very soon. We send our best wishes to him. I know he's under the weather this weekend. I feel for him. Believe me, I feel for him. That crud is not fun at all. And that's how this quarter comes to an end. It is a 14-10 score now. The Mules lead by 4. We'll step away for 1 minute and come right back on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network.
Imagine playing sports, reading, or driving without needing contact lenses or glasses. The eye LASIK procedure at Eye Care Specialists could be the answer to help you improve your vision. Call Eye Care Specialists to schedule a free screening.
Here's a quick and easy test to see if you need new tires. Insert a penny upside down, and if you see the top of Honest Abe's head, your tread is too low. If you don't, you're good to go. So when it's time for new tires, remember, Christian Automotive and Tire, keeping you safe on the road.
Did you know that 60% of Americans don't have a last will and testament? At Scott Law Firm, we understand that planning for the future can be difficult, but it's important to have a plan in place, no matter the size of your estate. Don't leave your legacy to chance. Call Scott Law Firm.
Whitworth Gift Chest Jewelers is a third-generation family-owned jewelry and repair store who have served the Poplar Bluff community for over 60 years.
Our family has always worked hard to provide the finest jewelry creations and service imaginable.
So here we go now as we get ready for the second quarter, and the Mules right now find themselves up 14-10. It'll be Neosho basketball to begin this quarter, and we are underway. And it looks like it'll be the same 5 as what we had earlier in this ball game. Southern nearly tripped there, lost his balance, and now the Mules once again back out there as well. Mules. So I tell you what, Tyrone Harris, big bucket there for him. Tyrone there near the free throw line. And now Poplar Bluff with it. Durden back in the ball game. Also Isaiah Neville, Marlon, Hickman Roberson, Preston Moore, and Darius Graham, all for the Mules right now. Durden with a three-point shot. This one is money. Durden, big three-pointer that time, 17-12. Good job there by Poplar Bluff. So now the Mules, Roberson now, 17-12 is the score. 5-point game again, Mules leading it here. And now Arthur now gives it up to, it's going to touch the top of the backboard there. Hendricks could not get the shot to go down. A good job by Darius Graham on the long rebound that time. Graham long three-pointer for Graham. It's off the mark. It's no good. Rebounded that time by Brody Arthur. 17-12 is your score. Good job there by Isaiah Neville coming up with a loose ball there for a brief moment. Somehow, though, Hendricks was able to, or make that Tyrone Harris, rather, was able to maintain the dribble and get it right back. By the way, Roberson has 7 points. Preston Moore's got 5 here in the early going. Durden's got 3. Durden a big rebound there from Arthur. And then 2 points by Darius Graham. Neville with a big three-pointer. 2 threes in this quarter by the Mules. It is now 20-12. So Mules have opened up a little bit of a lead here. They led 14-10 at the end of one. There's a big three-pointer along the other side. Big three-pointer by Ashbury. Big three-pointer there for him. Trading buckets now, 20-15 the score. Well, Stacy, right now, knock on wood, it's just me. It's not really the family as much as it is me. I've been doing my part, though. A turnover there by the Mules. I've been staying away from the family, trying to anyway. I've been sleeping all by my lonesome. Brody Arthur now going to come out of the ball game. Back in, Canton Smith, 5:10 to go here in the opening half. Mules lead it here 20-18, or make that 20-15 rather. 20-15 is the score. Big pull-up jumper that time by Tyrone Harris. He's got 5 points now in the ball game. And now it's 20-17 the score. Darius Graham, the other side, no good on the shot. Good rebound by Roberson. Count the bucket and the foul. He's got 9 points here in this ball game.
Basket by Marlon Hickman is good. And foul on the other side, number 1, Collier Hendricks, his first foul.
Collier Hendricks with a big foul that time. And now Roberson has an opportunity here for a three-point play the old-fashioned way. It is up and it's good for the Mules. And now Settle going to come back in the ball game for Darius Graham. Marlon already with 10 points in the ball game, 3 rebounds. 23-17 the score. Tyrone Harris now going down the lane, outside to Hendricks for 3. It's in and out, no good. Another big rebound again by Preston Moore. Boy, he is having a great first half when it comes to rebounds. He is everywhere on the floor right now. Mules now going to lose it. Good job there by Neosho there on the turnover. 4 coming up on the 4-minute mark to go here in the opening half. Mules lead at 23-17. Our ball game brought to you by Maverick Glass and Senator Jason Bean here this year. 3:53 to go here before halftime. 3-point basket by Ashbury off the mark. It's no good. Jay Edmondson with a big rebound that time. On the other end, Edmondson, they're going to wave off the shot. It was on the floor before the shot. That's a shame. He was able to drive inside, knock that bucket down. It's going to be on Tyrone Harris, going to be his first. So now Isaiah Neville back in the ball game now. Preston Moore going to come out of the ball game. And Darius Graham is going to check in as well, this one for Roberson. So Mules have on the floor Isaiah Neville, Darius Graham, Jay Edmondson, Cameron Settle, and Brendan Durden. Good inbound to Darius Graham. Jay Edmondson with the assist there. Darius Graham's got 4 points in the ball game, and the Mules once again extending their lead. They now lead at 25-17. So now Ashbury going to go baseline this time. Good shot by Ashbury. Rose out on him. It's no good. Rebounded that time by Cameron Settle. And now the Mules are going to quickly go down the floor. Jay Edmondson, nobody blocks out. Give him 2 points. It is now a 10-point game for the Mules. Whistle and a timeout. It'll be a 30-second timeout. This one going to be on the Wildcats of Neosho. And we will step away with them We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're watching and listening to Mules basketball on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network.
Patriot Auto Glass offers chip repair or glass replacement. They provide fast quality service done by experienced technicians. Ask about our veteran and first responder discounts. Call Patriot Auto Glass today at 573-840-5027. And remember, Patriot Auto Glass will come to you.
So we are back here following the timeout. Nikolai Combat checking in for the first time here today. A 6'3 freshman. Mules right now with a 10-point lead over the Wildcats out of Neosho. Appreciate everybody tuning in here today on Facebook and on YouTube. A 3-point bucket by Ashbury, no good. This one's going to be tipped around. Last touch by the Wildcats, and it will stay with Poplar Bluff. I don't think so, Tim. You know, at least not right now. I think now hang on. Let me repeat myself. Let me back up. Tonight and the first part of Friday, they're expecting a little bit of snow over here where we are in Joplin. I think we saw maybe a half an inch to an inch of snow. Turnover there by the Mules. Good job by Ashbury. So I think over where we are today in Joplin, yes, we could maybe get an inch or so. Not going to be a big deal on the road-wise. Good move there. Good pass by Tyrone Harris to Canton Smith. And that'll be 2 points now, 27-19. But what we're watching possibly later on next week on Monday night and Tuesday, that's when we could possibly see maybe a little bit of some snow coming in. We'll have to wait and see where that low pressure system goes off to. That'll be the biggest thing. Where does that low pressure, how far south does it go, and will there be enough cold air to wrap around that low pressure where we are to where we would maybe get a little bit of snow out of it. So now Marlon, Brendan Durden going to bring the ball down the court for the Mules. Isaiah Neville stays in or comes back in the ball game. Durden now going to drive inside, out of bounds on the Mules. Another turnover there. And for the Mules, that'll be number 8 in the first half. For Neosho right now, they've got 6. Tell you what, Tim, I don't want any snow right now. The only time I wanted snow was during Christmas break, and we didn't get it, so I'm okay with not getting it the rest of this year. Just saying. I'm already ready for that Florida weather to get where we are. But I do know this, if we don't get the snow next week, I do know that it's going to get awfully cold next week, or I should say next weekend. And I'm not looking forward to that. I'd rather it be warm all year round personally, but that's just me. Going to be a foul on Brendan Durden, his second personal. And coming in, we're going to see LaDon Webb coming in the ball game now for the first time here today. Webb checking in for the Mules, 6'3 freshman. Three-point basket is no good by Hendricks. Roberson with the big rebound. Roberson hands off to Webb, and now back to Neville. Neville now works it around the Darius Graham. 1:35 here before halftime. Mules have a 7-point lead right now. Moore with a nice shot. Turnaround jumper there. He's got 7 points in the ball game. 29-20 the score. Harris now, good bounce pass inside the paint. Nearly had the 2 points there. Good miss there. Hendricks misses. Moore on the rebound. Moore now will cross half court, gets it over to Darius Graham. Good backdoor cut there to Preston Moore. Back-to-back buckets and back-to-back assists between Preston Moore and Darius Graham. And we've got a timeout, 31-20. Mules have their largest timeout of the ball game. It is a 30-second timeout. This one called by the Mules at this time. All timeouts are being brought to you by Baldwin Toyota. We're back in 30 seconds on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network.
Kevin's Auto and Tire is now a certified dealer for Bridgestone and Firestone tires. Kevin's Auto is also a full-service garage from brakes and oil changes to electrical and AC. Don't forget they also offer custom muffler work. It's Kevin's Auto and Tire, located on Cravens Road in Poplar Bluff.
Coming up now on the 1 minute mark here. Mules have 4 timeouts left, and Neosho, they've got 3 timeouts remaining here in the ball game. So now Tyrone Harris picked up by Webb at top of the key. Harris inside the paint. Nice jump shot that time. He's got 7 of the team's 22. That was a nice jump shot that time by Tyrone Harris inside the paint. 39 seconds and counting. LaDon Webb works it over to Jay Edmondson. Now Darius Graham. Going to be a turnover there as the Mules, Tyrone Harris able to pick it up, and Harris once again lays it up and scores. Nice finish for that young man. And we're going to get a whistle here, and Neville back in the ball game now for the Mules, and Darius Graham will take a seat. 10 seconds and counting. Roberson now gives it to Jay Edmondson. Edmondson hands off to Moore. He's got 9 points so far in the ball game. He'll take a 3. This one is good right before time expires. And the Mules once again, they now lead by 10. It is 34-24. We're going to go to a quick break. We'll take a 3-minute timeout. We'll come back with your halftime report. It's all being brought to you by PB Realty Legacy Farm and Land Specialists. We'll break it all down coming up in 3 minutes on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network.
You're in the zone with Baldwin Toyota. Today's spotlight is the 2023 Toyota Corolla. This car is built to win, featuring advanced safety systems and driver assistance technology, along with top-of-the-line performance.
Right you are. The 2023 Corolla is a fuel-efficient, fun-to-drive game changer, and it's sure to be a Mules fan favorite.
Don't just watch from the sidelines. Visit Baldwin Toyota and experience the 2023 Toyota Corolla yourself. And now back to Mules action.
Whitworth Gift Chest Jewelers is a third-generation family-owned jewelry and repair store who have served the Poplar Bluff community for over 60 years.
Our family has always worked hard to provide the finest jewelry creations and service imaginable.
These home selling tips will help you maximize your profit. New countertops can be a game changer. A fresh coat of paint can yield a return as large as 400% on your investment. A well-maintained yard, new mulch, and even a new door can add curb appeal. Declutter and make your home feel tidy, larger, and inviting, and it costs nothing. Call me, Amy McLean at PB Realty West Branch, and let's get started today in boosting your home's value.
Caring for those you love also means taking good care of yourself. At Poplar Bluff Regional Medical Center, our healthcare providers take the time to identify your health risks and help you prioritize good health. Regular checkups and age-appropriate screenings are important to be healthy now and stay well in the future. With same or next day appointments and online scheduling, we make it easy to make an appointment right now. You can even see us from the comfort of your own home via telehealth. Put your health first today by making an appointment by visiting pbrmc.com and searching online scheduling.
Maverick Glass offers repair of automotive, commercial, and residential glass, including mobile repair services. From a chipped windshield to a custom glass shower, remember Maverick Glass. Thank you for making Maverick Glass the area's leading glass company for more than 30 years.
And we are back here at the halftime where the Mules, they lead by 10. It is a score of 34-24. Let's go ahead now and talk about that first half a little bit. And the Mules putting the hammer down in the last 3 minutes of that quarter. Mules outscoring Neosho 14-10 in the first quarter of play, and then outscoring them 20-14 in the second quarter for the Mules to have a 10-point lead going into halftime. All right, looking at the numbers here, let's start with the home team on the scoreboard. They are the Wildcats out of Neosho. Neosho shooting 39% overall. They are 9 of 23 so far. They are 3 out of 11 from behind the arc at 27%, and they are 3 of 5 on the free throw line. They've got 8 rebounds so far, just 2 offensive rebounds. They've got 5 first half assists, also 5 steals and 6 turnovers. They are led in scoring by 2 individuals. They are led by Tyrone Harris. He's got 9, 1 point in that first quarter, 8 points in the second quarter, and then 9 points by Caden Ashbury. He had 6 points in the first quarter and 3 in that second quarter. And by the way, he is 3 out of 7 right now from behind the arc. And then 4 points by Canton Smith. He had 1 point in the first quarter, 3 in the second, and then 2 points in the first quarter by Colton Southern. And that is your scoring right now for the Wildcats out of Neosho. Now looking over at the Mule side, boy, they are shooting lights out right now. 59%. They are 13 out of 22 overall. They are shooting 3 out of 7 from behind the arc and 5 out of 6 on the free throw line. 15 rebounds right now to 8 by Neosho. The Mules have 4 offensive rebounds to go along with 8 first half assists. Also 1 block shot, 6 steals, and 9 turnovers so far for the Mules in that first half. They are led. 2 individuals have double figures. Right now, 12 by Preston Moore. He had 5 points in the first quarter, 7 in the second quarter. And then from there, 10 by Marlon Hickman-Roberson. He had 7 points in the first quarter, 3 in the second quarter. And then from there, it is 4 points by Darius Graham. He had 2 points in the first quarter, 2 in the second. And then 3 each coming in the second quarter by Brendan Durden and by Isaiah Neville. And then 2 points in that second quarter as well by Jay Edmondson. So there you go. That is our first half scoring for both the Mules and Neosho. Our ball game today is being brought to you by our good friends, Senator Jason Bean, also Maverick Glass, Edmondson Warren, and Holt Legal Services. Also being brought to you by Air Solutions, Larry Hillis Dodge, Eye Care Specialist, Christian Automotive and Tire, Patriot Auto Glass, Poplar Bluff Regional Medical Center, also First Choice Insurance, Baldwin Toyota, Rushton's Towing, Whitworth Gift Chest Jewelers, PB Realty, Legacy Farm and Land Specialist, and being brought to you by Kevin's Auto Repair, Scott Law Group LLC, and First Midwest Bank, all proud supporters of the Poplar Bluff Mules. All right, coming up next, we're going to get back to live action. When we come back, it'll be Poplar Bluff Mules basketball to begin the third quarter, and the Mules also lead 34-24. You've been listening to the Halftime Report. It's all being brought to you by our good friends at PB Realty Legacy Farm and Land Specialist. We're back in 2 minutes on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network.
Breathe easier and extend the life of your HVAC system, plus fewer repair bills with Air Solutions Comprehensive Maintenance Plan. You'll save money and get the peace of mind that only comes from calling Air Solutions. 785-1500.
Imagine playing sports, reading, or driving without needing contact lenses or glasses. The eye LASIK procedure at Eye Care Specialists could be the answer to help you improve your vision. Call Eye Care Specialists to schedule a free screening.
Here's a quick and easy test to see if you need new tires. Insert a penny upside down, and if you see the top of Honest Abe's head, your tread is too low. If you don't, you're good to go. So when it's time for new tires, remember Christian Automotive and Tire, keeping you safe on the road.
Did you know that 60% of Americans don't have a last will and testament? At Scott Law Firm, we understand that planning for the future can be difficult, but it's important to have a plan in place, no matter the size of your estate. Don't leave your legacy to chance. Call Scott Law Firm.
Whitworth Gift Chest Jewelers is a third-generation family-owned jewelry and repair store who have served the Poplar Bluff community for over 60 years.
Our family has always worked hard to provide the finest jewelry creations and service imaginable.
All right, so we are back, and we are under 1 minute now until we begin our second half action. Our basketball game is proudly presented by First Midwest Bank, Scott Law Group LLC, Kevin's Auto Repair, also PB Realty, Legacy Farm and Land Specialists, Whitworth Gift Chest Jewelers, Russians Towing, Baldwin Toyota, First Choice Insurance, also Poplar Bluff Regional Medical Center, Patriot Auto Glass, Christian Automotive and Tire, Eye Care Specialist, Larry Hillis Dodge, also Air Solutions, Edmondson Warren and Holt Legal Services, Maverick Glass, and being brought to you by Senator Jason Bean. So here we go now. It looks like it'll be the same starting five from what we had to begin the ball game on both sides. Tim Hicks on the camera. I'm Frankie Castillo. Glad to have you alongside for some high school basketball here live in Joplin. 6:09 here on this Thursday evening. So now Roberson gets the ball, and we are underway. Mules switching sides. They're going to go left to right, and there's a quick turnover there as Hendricks comes right out of the gate with a big steal that time. Deflection. They work it around to Smith, and he'll have it taken away by Neville. Neville now all by himself goes up and scores. He's got 5. Boy, what a way to start. The Mules turn the ball over, and they come right back, and they're able to force another turnover and turn that turnover into points. And that's the way you want to start a second half, rather. Mules now lead. Good steal again. This one by Darius Graham. Graham going the other way. Long pass to Isaiah Neville. This one's going to be short, and a nice rebound once again by Darius Graham. And the ball still on the floor, picked up by Graham, and Graham this time is able to go up and score. My goodness, what a great offensive rebounding onslaught there by the Mules. 38-24 now the score. Mules quickly coming out on a 4-0 run. Another steal. This one, though, Neville steps out, or made that Durden, rather, stepping out of bounds, and it will stay with Neosho here in the third quarter. Man, great job there. Great heads up by the Mules defensively. They turned it over to begin the half, but then ever since then, their defense, it's pouncing right now, and they are forcing turnovers, but more importantly, turning those turnovers into offense. Three-point basket short this time. Durden, a big rebound. Smith could not follow through with that shot. Neville now gets a little bit of space, and he'll draw the contact. It'll be on Tyrone Harris, and that'll be number 2 on him. So 6:33 to go here in the third quarter of play. And now Durden is going to inbound underneath his own basket. Good job to getting it to Preston Moore. He's got 14 points. And the Mules now 40-24 now. Mules have their biggest lead of the ball game. It is a 16-point game. It's a 6-0 run to begin the half, and there's a big foul that time by Preston Moore. It'll be his first personal foul, and that'll be the team's first personal here in the half. See, Coach Kent Keith is about 3 rows deep behind the Mules bench over there, cheering on the Mules. Free throw coming up here by Tyrone Harris. It is up and it's good, ending that 6-0 run for Poplar Bluff. You can hear Coach Kent Keith telling the Mules to block out, he says. 6:16 to go here in the third quarter. Second one is up, and it is good. 40-26 is your score. So now Darius Graham fighting his way in the paint, missing the first opportunity, grabs his own loose ball rebound and does it again. This time he goes up and scores. He's got 8 points. Boy, it's about the rebounding right now. The Mules 19-8 over Neosho. In the rebounding category, Mules, by the way, 7 offensive rebounds. Pretty impressive. Turnover that time by Ashbury. It's going to stay with the Mules. That is turnover number 9 for the Wildcats. Mules have 10. 5:50 to go here in the third quarter of play. And the Mules right now having their biggest lead of the night by 16. Preston Moore now from the elbow knocks it down. He's got 16. Whew, what a shot there by Preston Moore. 44-26 now. Mules are doing their part. Going back to that last shot by Preston Moore, Darius Graham was able to find Moore standing wide open. Roberson, by the way, picks up his first personal foul. You can hear Kent Keith telling the Mules, no fouls, no turnovers. Tyrone Harris now kicks it back out to the top of the key. It's where he is standing guarded by Durden. And now Hendricks, good screen by Smith. Hendricks gonna go inside, gets it to Smith, and a foul gonna be called on the Mules. I believe it's gonna be on Neville. It is gonna be on Neville. That's gonna be his third. Or make that his second, rather. Team foul number 3 now here in the half, or in the quarter, rather. So now Hendricks gets the inbound. Tyrone Harris tries to drive inside, unable to get there. One-handed pass over to Smith. Smith now back to Hendricks. Mules lead at 44-26. 18-point lead for the Mules right now. Oh, good job there by the Mules defensively as Harris tried to go inside. The Mules making sure there was nobody open. And we're going to see Jay Edmondson coming in now. He'll come in for Isaiah Neville on the other end. Ashbury taking a seat, and Brody Arthur is going to come back in the ball game, number 22. We're going to get a whistle and a foul coming up on Hendricks, I believe.
Number 1, Collier Hendricks.
It's going to be his second personal foul.
Second team foul.
So now Roberson, top of the key now, gets it over to Darius Graham from 3. It's good. Darius Graham lighting it up. He's got 11 points in the ball game. And now it is a 19, or I should say a 21-point game now. 47-26 now the score. Boy, the Mules have came out and absolutely dominated here in this third quarter of play. It'll be interesting to talk to Coach Aaron Duncan following this game. The Mules on a 13-2 run here in this quarter alone. That was a nice pass inside, but Smith could not finish, gets his own rebound, and it's going to be blocked out of bounds that time by Preston Moore.
And for the Mules, number 5.
Cameron Settle coming in now for Preston Moore. 16 points, 6 rebounds here in the ball game. Neville checking in for Darius Graham. Graham's having himself a ball game. 11 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists as well. Goes out of bounds. Last touch by the Mules there. Isaiah Neville will belong right back to Poplar Bluff. If the Mules win this one, we'll play tomorrow night. Will be the nightcap game. And that'll be at 6:30 tomorrow night. That's what we're fighting for right now. We are fighting for that last game of the night coming up on Friday.
His first foul, fourth team foul.
It's going to be a foul on Isaiah Neville, going to be his third. So Southern going to take a seat right now. for the Wildcats. 47-26 now. This one's going to go out of bounds at last touch by Durden. And we may get a timeout here. Nope, going to get a substitution. So back in the ball game is going to be Ashbury. Comes in for Hendricks. So the Wildcats only going about 7 deep so far in this ball game. 3:30 to go here in the third quarter of play. Mules leading it by 21. Well on their way. Three-point basket is no good that time. Taken by Roberson on the rebound. And now Neville gets it to Jay Edmondson. Edmondson now kicks it outside to Durden for three. It's no good. Good try there by Durden. A nice shot taken. Arthur with the rebound. Arthur going to have it taken away. Neville somehow is going to save it and knocks it off the knees of Canton Smith. That was just great heads-up awareness there by where Isaiah Neville was. 3:04 to go here in the third quarter. Great heads-up by Isaiah Neville to cause that turnover there. Roberson wants a three. It's no good. Rebounded by the Wildcats. 2:53 and counting. So tomorrow night, if the Mules win this one, we'll play at 6:30 against either Joplin or Union. Good job there by Ashbury. 47-28. Neville going to drive the lane. Gets it up to Cameron Settle. It's no good. And the ball's going to be batted around, taken by Ashbury. 2:20 to go here in the third quarter. Mules lead at 47-28. Arthur now thought about taking a three instead. A driving inside. Pull-up jumper too strong. Good rebound that time by the Mules and Jay Edmondson. Edmondson going to have it taken away by Ashbury. He's up and it's going to be fouled by Jay Edmondson. Going to be his foul. And that'll be his first. Or make that his second, rather. That's team foul number 5 now for the Mules in this quarter. Caden Ashbury going to go to the free throw line. 11 points in the ball game so far. He has not been there to the line today. He's 4 out of 9 so far. 47-28 the score. First one is up. Hits the front end, no good. And we're going to see a whole host of Mules coming in. Sammy Durden coming in. Darius Graham coming in. Brendan Durden coming in the ball game. Also Preston Moore coming in. And Isaiah Neville stays in. So Isaiah Neville, Darius Graham, Preston Moore, Brendan, and Sammy Durden on the floor at the same time. Michelle White is tuning in. Glad to have you alongside. 47-29 is the score right now. And we're going to get a whistle here, and it's going to be a foul coming up. So Ashbury makes 1 out of 2 a moment ago, by the way. 47-29. It's going to be his third personal foul. So now Darius Graham inbounds it to Preston Moore. And Durden over to Isaiah Neville. Michelle White is tuning in, watching Isaiah right now. Durden with a three-point basket. Nothing but net that time. Good assist by Isaiah Neville. Durden with 6 points. 50-29 the score now. Three-point basket, pull-up jumper by Harris is no good. He gets his own missed shot rebound. And now pull-up jumper again by Caden Smith is no good. Darius Graham with it. Here he comes the other way. Durden now gets it over to Preston Moore. Moore's going to go baseline, and Smith is going to draw, or I should say Moore rather, draws the contact over Smith. And that'll be the 4th foul by Neosho in this quarter. Combat coming back in the ball game for the Mules. He'll check in for Isaiah Neville. 5 points and 1 assist so far in the ball game. And now Darius Graham going to inbound it. to Nikolai Combat. Preston Moore now going inside the paint. Jump shot is no good, and the rebound taken by Ashbury. So Neosho with it, 50-29 is your score. The Mules have out-rebounded 22-14 right now. The Mules have 7 offensive rebounds. Three-point basket again. This one is no good. Moore comes back with the rebound. Arthur misses the shot. And then it's going to be taken away on the other end, and it's going to go out of bounds. Last touch by the Mules. And it will stay with Neosho. Well, Nico, if I could make it snow, I would, but I've got no control over that, my friend. 33 seconds and counting, 50-29 the score. Oh, he lost a handle on it, a steal by the Mules. Nikolai Combat shot is no good, but Preston Moore offensive rebound. He's got 18 points here in the ball game. Going to be a timeout here by the Mules. It is a 30-second timeout. They've got 3 timeouts left. All of our timeouts are being brought to you by our good friends at Baldwin Toyota. We're going to see Durden and Hickman Roberson checking back in for Poplar Bluff. The Mules are shooting 55%, 21 out of 38 right now. They are 5 out of 6 on the free throw line. Looking at their individual scoring right now, Preston Moore leads the way. He's got 18 points right now, 8 rebounds. And then 11 points by Darius Graham, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. And then 10 points by Marlon Hickman Roberson. Roberson's got 5 rebounds and 1 assist. 6 points by Brendan Durden and 5 points by Isaiah Neville. Mules right now with a commanding lead at 52-39, or make that 29 rather, coming up on the final 15 seconds of this third quarter of play. Three-point basket is up. It's good by Ashbury. He's got 14 in the ball game. 52-32. Nikolai Combat, his shot is no good at the end of 3 quarters. We'll be back in 1 minute. Mules lead by 20 on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network.
Kevin's Auto and Tire is now a certified dealer for Bridgestone and Firestone tires. Kevin's Auto is also a full-service garage from brakes and oil changes to electrical and AC. Don't forget they also offer custom muffler work. It's Kevin's Auto and Tire, located on Cravens Road in Poplar Bluff.
Patriot Auto Glass offers chip repair or glass replacement. They provide fast quality service done by experienced technicians. Ask about our veteran and first responder discounts. Call Patriot Auto Glass today at 573-840-5027. And remember, Patriot Auto Glass will come to you.
Whitworth Gift Chest Jewelers is a third-generation family-owned jewelry and repair store who have served the Poplar Bluff community for over 60 years.
Our family has always worked hard to provide the finest jewelry creations and service imaginable.
So here we go now as we get ready for the 4th and final quarter. Mules, by the way, outscoring the Wildcats in that quarter by a score of 18-8. There's a big steal by Isaiah Neville. He goes in and knocks it home with a two-handed dunk there. It is 54-32 now the score. Oh, we're going to get a technical foul too.
Technical foul charged against number 1, Isaiah Neville.
It's going to be a technical foul there.
Coleman Dine shooting for Neosho.
So, first free throw is no good by the Wildcats. I didn't see what happened following the play, but nevertheless, 54-33 now, and the Wildcats will have the ball. Make sure and hit that share button for us on Facebook. Also subscribe to our YouTube channel. Well over 1,000 subscribers now. 54-33. Durden with the big steal. He goes in and scores the 2 points. He's got 8. 56-33 now. Just like that again. Graham with a big, tell you what, the Mules right now, they are really flying high. 58-33 now.
And for Neosho is number 3, Oliver Martin, number 5, Kenyon Wemboga, and number
Darius Graham will take a seat for the time being. Back in the ball game is LaDon Webb. 7:19 to go in the ball game. 58-33. Mules looking really good here in this ball game to this point. Another steal there. Poplar Bluff coming out with it. Jay Edmondson going in. He'll draw the contact. So Neosho right now putting in some fresh jerseys out there. Quincy Simpson checking in. Also Caleb Finsky checking in for the first time. Free throw is up by Jay Edmondson, presented by Larry Hillis Dodge. It is good, and now we're going to see Cade Bussey coming in the ball game. Bussey going to check in for Preston Moore, 18 points, 8 rebounds. Also coming in for the Mules, Cameron Settle. He'll replace Marlon Hickman-Roberson with 10 points, 5 rebounds, and 1 assist. Second free throw coming up here for Mr. Edmondson. It's up, and it's good. He's got 4 points here in the ball game. So Nikolai Combat in the ball game now for Brendan Durden. Durden 8 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 assist. 60-33. Mules getting some fresh jerseys out there, which is always a good sign when the Mules can empty out that bench. Going to get a travel, another turnover that time by the Wildcats, number 17 in the ball game. By the way, the Mules have 12. Coming up following this contest, we'll be joined by Coach Aaron Duncan. It'll be interesting to see what he's got to say coming up. Good move inside as Cameron Settle comes up with it with the easy bucket there. 62-33 now. They try to go inside to Bussey. Three-point basket is up and no good. And once again, Cameron Settle comes down with the rebound. Bussey now going to go down low. Three-point basket is no good that time. Simpson with the rebound following the missed shot by Edmondson. 6:20 to go in the ball game. Mules on their way to their 9th win this year. And we'll play at 6:30, a turnover, another unforced turnover that time by Neosho. So it looks like the Mules are going to play tomorrow night, 6:30 p.m. We'll have the last game of the night. And then that means we'll play either at 2 o'clock on Saturday or 3:30. Three-point basket by Webb is no good. Rebounded here by the Wildcats. 6 minutes to go here in the ball game. 62-33. Good rebound by Webb. Here comes Webb going coast to coast. Going to be blocked out of there by Simpson. Boy, good shot that time taken by Neosho. Oliver Martin with a big shot. Powers his way inside the paint. Going to see Sammy Durden get ready to check in momentarily. Coming up on the 5-minute mark here in the ball game. Nikolai Combat outside to LaDon Webb. 3 is good. Long three-pointer that time. It is a 30-point game for the Mules, and that clock is going to keep on rolling unless Neosho scores. Shot is up and no good. Simpson going for the loose ball rebound. Could not come up with it. And now we're going to see Sammy Durden coming in now for the Mules. He'll check in for Jay Edmondson. So those guys' days are going to come to an end. So Isaiah Neville's going to end the day with 7 points. Darius Graham is going to end the afternoon, or the evening rather, with 13 points. Cameron Settle dumps it off inside to Bussey, going to be out of bounds. Last touch by the Wildcats, and it will stay with the Mules. Boy, Poplar Bluff able to share the basketball here tonight. They had a phenomenal game with their starters.
Player control foul charged against Neosho, number 3.
It's going to be on the Mules.
Against the Mules, number 35.
It's going to be on Cade Bussey. That's what kind of threw me off there. Was a foul against the Mules. So Cade Bussey committed the foul there. Going to be their third charged foul here of the quarter. 3:48 and counting. Mules lead by 30 points. 3-point basket in and out, no good. Rebounded by the Wildcats, and it'll be a foul coming up on the Mules.
Foul the Mules, number 35.
It's going to be on Cade Bussey, going to be his second personal foul. 3:26 and counting. Heather Young is tuning in, saying, "Go Isaiah." He had a great ball game, Heather. Free throw was up and good. So now the clock will stop now. So Michael Kissel coming in the ball game. 3:16 to go here in the ball game as they make both free throws that time. So now the Mules going to bring it once again down the floor as they've got a commanding lead in this one. They are going to move on to take on the winner of the next game between Union and Joplin. Another three-point basket by Webb is no good. Good rebound by Cade Bussey. Offensive rebound, big time there for the Mules.
Number 13, Quincy Simpson. His second foul, second team foul.
Going to be a foul on the Neosho Wildcats on Simpson. Tom Cash is tuning in. Three-point basket by Nikolai Combat is no good, and there is the third foul by Cade Bussey.
Number 35.
Tom Cash is tuning in. Oh, you guys are expecting some snow this evening. Well, I kind of figured you guys were. More than what we're going to get over here, I'm sure. We're not expecting a whole lot where I'm at here tonight, Tom. Not expecting any back in Poplar Bluff that I'm aware of, at least not tonight. First one is up and good by Simpson. But that might change next week, though, possibly. I know right now a lot of weather folks are saying just rain, but they're saying that there is a chance that it may get cold enough on Tuesday to where we might get a little bit of snow, possibly. We'll see what happens. So now Webb going inside the paint. He draws contact. 2:43 to go here in the ball game. Mules well on their way. Mules will end up playing tomorrow. Three-point basket is no good by the Mules. LaDon Webb. Mules are going to play tomorrow against either Union or they're going to take on the host team in the Joplin Eagles. That'll be how that pans out tomorrow. Got a whistle here and another foul coming up. This one's going to be against the Mules as well. It's all right, Deanna. You can go back and watch this game if you want to. You can watch the beginning. Cameron Settle picks up his second personal foul. Free throw by Simpson is up. This one makes 1 out of 2 that time. Coming up on the 2-minute mark here left in this ball game. Sammy Durden now gives it to Nikolai Combat. Combat goes up and scores. Nice move that time by that young man. His first bucket of the ball game. Good assist by Sammy Durden. And then three-point basket on the other end by Caleb Finsky is good. Big time three ball that time for that young man. Still 67-42 the score. Mules right now they've had their way with the Neosho for the most part in this ball game. Deanna, you can keep that snow in Colorado. We don't want none of it over here. At least I don't anyway. So Wamboga is back in the ball game now for the Wildcats. Yeah, we'll talk about the weather a lot, I'm sure, this weekend as we see all different weather models and blah, blah, blah. Oh, good move by Sammy Durden there inside the paint, knocking down his first bucket here at the ball game. Tell you what, this kid's going to be real special the next few years. Only a freshman, high IQ on the basketball court. Another rebound there for Sammy. Mules will end up getting their 9th win of this season, coming up on 1 minute to go here in the ball game. Hopefully tomorrow I'll sound a whole lot better. Tim and I have got no plans here tonight. Gonna crash early. Couldn't sleep at all last night. Webb shot is no good. Durden fighting for the loose ball rebound. Another big rebound for him. Ball is on the floor, gonna be taken away by Wamboga. 36 seconds. I'll drink plenty of green drink tonight and get plenty of rest, hopefully, and be ready tomorrow. Big three-point basket that time by Wamboga. 69-45. Coming up next, don't go anywhere. We're going to be joined by Coach Aaron Duncan of the Mules. 69-45. Mules will get the win, and that means we will take on either Joplin or we will take on Union coming up tomorrow, beginning at 6:30 tomorrow night. Final score 69-45, and the Mules come away with the win, and that means we are moving on to the semifinals coming up tomorrow night. We're going to come right back, and we'll talk live to Coach Aaron Duncan as the Mules get their 9th win on the season. We'll be back. You're watching and listening to Mules basketball on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network.
Did you know that 60% of Americans don't have a last will and testament? At Scott Law Firm, we understand that planning for the future can be difficult, but it's important to have a plan in place, no matter the size of your estate. Don't leave your legacy to chance. Call Scott Law Firm.
Here's a quick and easy test to see if you need new tires. Insert a penny upside down, and if you see the top of Honest Abe's head, your tread is too low. If you don't, you're good to go. So when it's time for new tires, remember Christian Automotive and Tire, keeping you safe on the road.
Imagine playing sports, reading, or driving without needing contact lenses or glasses. The eye LASIK procedure at Eye Care Specialists could be the answer to help you improve your vision. Call Eye Care Specialists to schedule a free screening.
All right, so we are back here live, and now we're going to be joined by Coach Aaron Duncan of the Mules, and we'll get him on, and we're going to talk to him here front and center as the Mules get the win here today. They go on to win by a score of 69-45, and we'll let the coach get mic'd up here. And, Coach, first off, congratulations on the win, and, boy, this team today coming 4 hours out, they looked impressive. Your team looked impressive.
It was fun. Play with a lot of energy and on the defensive end of the court, and that just makes your offense easier.
Looking at the overall numbers here today, Preston Moore got off to a great start as usual. 18 points, 8 rebounds, and then from there 13 by Darius Graham, 10 by Marlon Hickman-Roberson, and then 8 by Brendan Durden. Got to be happy with those numbers.
Always going to be like that when we're playing well. They distribute the ball well, and they play off of each other well, and offensively we had a lot better spacing and got some shots in rhythm and got on the roll there. So was a good one.
You know, here today, it wasn't just the fact that we were able to score points. What I liked about our team here today, Coach, we were able to force those turnovers. We forced 17 turnovers, but we were able to turn those turnovers into transition points for ourselves, and we were doing that. We were able to get up by a large margin, and we never looked back.
It's always on the defensive end. Everything's going to start there, and we've talked about that since we got here, really. And but it's just no different than any other game. We just got to come out and play with that kind of energy and that kind of effort. Get some deflections and defensively kind of try to disrupt the other team and keep them out of rhythm. And when you do that, then you can have some success. And then it started on the defensive end with steals and then just with defensive rebounds and pushing the ball up the court and some transition offense that we haven't really been consistent with all year.
Or you guys come out on a 13-2 run there in third quarter. What was said at the halftime to make your adjustments? It seemed like your defense really locked in third quarter.
Just raising the energy level up, not even just, we've talked about that previously in some prior games at the end that, we haven't sustained the energy level. And it was just let's raise the energy level, let's go out here and let's play even a little bit harder than we played in the first half and turn it up. And first 3 minutes of the third quarter is important. And, guys came out and really got active defensively, and it led to some easy baskets.
Now, I was told that because the Mules got a win, that breaking news, I guess, I was told that you're taking Tim and I out for a big steak or barbecue of our choice, right?
I mean,
that's what I was told. My sources tell me that.
I thought I heard that he was taking us in his new truck, right? Because he drove the new truck over here.
Listen here.
Hey, he's got the new wheels out here,
right?
And
right.
You know what I mean?
I hear you. So we look out here, we see Union and we see Joplin. What do you know about either team? And at this point in the season, we're just trying to get ready for our conference. Does it matter what team we face tomorrow?
It doesn't really matter. We just want to come out and play some different competition and some teams that we haven't seen before, and let them challenge us in different ways that some other teams in the conference hasn't. And so it doesn't matter. Union, I think earlier in the year played Jackson, and I think they got a pretty good record right now. Joplin's kind of struggling a little bit, but that doesn't mean anything because they're playing at home in their own tournament, so anything can happen. We're just trying to come out and get better every day, just try to grow as a team and just get ready for this final run,
We saw on the court today that it seemed like the kids, man, it seemed like they were just excited to be here from start to finish. What will you guys do? You guys have a shoot-around coming up in the morning, I'm assuming at some point. What will you guys do tomorrow morning, tomorrow morning, to get ready for either Joplin or Union at 6:30?
Rest. We're going to rest and just relax. And, it's a long ways over here. And that drive, like you said at the beginning, it's a long drive. Really just rest and, we'll go back and watch this game and, find out who we play and put a strategy together and come back tomorrow and do the same thing all over again, and hopefully we come with that kind of energy. And if we come with that kind of energy, then we got a chance to beat anybody out here.
Well, Coach, congratulations on the win. Big 9th win of the year. Go enjoy this one tonight. Get some rest. I'll get some rest too, I guarantee it. And we'll see you back here tomorrow night.
Sounds good, man. Thank you, Frank.
You bet.
Thank you, Tim. Appreciate you.
Absolutely. Coach Aaron Duncan, love having that guy come up here every post game. Kevin Cloak, glad to have you alongside my friend. McCracken County, your team was so fun to watch last week at the Showdown. So glad you tuned in for a little bit of Mules basketball on the road here today. The Mules get it done, go on to win 69-45. Tim Simpson, thank you so much. Michelle White, Travis Gowan, I'll let him know what you guys said. The Mules get it done. Real quick, let's go over the final stats here. Neosho shot the ball 34%. They were 14 out of 41 overall, 11 of 17 on the free throw line, and they were 6 out of 21 from behind the arc. The Wildcats had 19 rebounds, 18 turnovers. The Mules, by the way, shot 54%. They were 6 out of 18 overall from behind the arc, and they were 7 of 8 on the free throw line, 30 rebounds. Mules having 10 offensive rebounds. Mules had 16 assists, 14 steals, and 14 turnovers. Let's go over the final numbers here for the Mules scoring-wise. They were led by Preston Moore, 18 points overall, 8 rebounds, and 1 assist. And then from there, Darius Graham, big game for him as well. He would have 13 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. And then 10 points by Marlon Hickman-Roberson. He would add 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 8 points by Brendan Durden. He would have 2 assists, or make that 1 assist, 2 rebounds. And then from there, 7 by Isaiah Neville to go along with the 1 assist. 4 points by Jay Edmondson. He would have 2 rebounds and 3 assists as well. 3 points by LaDon Webb to go along with 1 rebound. And then from there, it was 2 points each by Sammy Durden, 2 rebounds and 1 assist. 2 points by Nikolai Combat. He would also have 2 assists and 1 rebound. 2 points by Cameron Settle with 2 rebounds and 1 assist. So there you have it. Those are the numbers for tonight. As the Mules get it done, they go on to win by a score of 69-45. Our next broadcast is going to come up tomorrow night, and that'll be at 6:30. So right around 6 p.m. or so, that is when we are projecting that we'll go on the air live. Remember, we will have the final game of the night, so we will get started maybe a little bit later depending on how the first 3 games go. And the plan is tonight to go back to the hotel, drink plenty of ginger and get plenty of rest, and then come back tomorrow, hopefully not be as hoarse, and hopefully whatever this crud is, maybe I'm on the back end of it now, but who knows? It's only been 24 hours. In the meantime, we appreciate you tuning in. As always, a big shout out to all of our viewers and listeners and Grandma Jackie tuning in back on W Highway. Let's thank our sponsors one more time for bringing you Mules basketball here, not just tonight, but literally all season, whether we're home, whether we're away. They are always behind us every step of the way. They include here tonight our good friends at First Midwest Bank, also Scott Law Group LLC, Kevin's Auto Repair, PB Realty, Legacy Farm and Land Specialist, Whitworth Gift Chest Jewelers. Also being brought to you by Russians Towing, Baldwin Toyota, also First Choice Insurance, Poplar Bluff Regional Medical Center, Patriot Auto Glass, Christian Automotive and Tire, Eye Care Specialist, Larry Hillis Dodge. Also being brought to you by Air Solutions, Edmondson, Warren and Holt Legal Services. Also Maverick Glass and Senator Jason Bean. Final score one more time. The Mules get the win 69-45. The Mules now improve to 9-6 on the year. We're back on tomorrow beginning at around 6 p.m. and tip off around 6:30. For Tim Hicks, I'm Frankie Castile. We're saying so long from Joplin, Missouri in the opening round of the 2024 Kaminsky Classic. You've been watching and listening to Mules basketball on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network.